Chapter 11. You know, it's fitting that Chapter 11 is also a term for bankruptcy, because I believe we just hit the fucking bottom. This was so fanfiction it hurt. This was kind of amazing, I'm gonna be honest with you. So, James has to go talk to the school counselor, the same one who, told him stay away from Abby and then rearranged his schedule so he could have a reclass with her, or whatever. So yeah, he has to talk to her, and he tells her again that yes, they are in a relationship, and yes, that he is very happy, and she's just like, well, I just think you should take my earlier advice and stay away from her. And he's like, is there something you're not telling me? And she's like, I can't really tell you anything, not legally as far as I know. Just take my original advice. Mysterious shit happening, but whatever. Moving on. It doesn't really mean anything right there, so they just kind of go, and he's just like, oh, okay, something's weird. And now Abby has to talk to her, but we don't know what they talk about, because we have to focus on just James. Just James. And it's like a big deal. And then they go to PE class, because they're always in PE class or art. I guess those are the two classes that Greg liked the most, so... Hey. Alright. Yeah. So, he's trying to talk to her about, like, what they had talked about, because he's trying to figure out why the guidance counselor, therapist, whatever, doesn't like her. And then he starts, like, thinking, maybe it's something I should probably know about. Maybe there's something going on. And she actually makes the comment, like, don't try to psychoanalyze me all the time. You're doing it again. When did he do it the first time? That was never brought up as, like, a thing he did. So, there's a term used by a lot of people when it comes to stories like this. It's a lot of, like, the assumption is very self-insert. And while I have spoken about and even read fanfiction by people who are obvious self-inserts, our friend Nicholas comes to mind. No, that self-insert is really obvious because we know his art, we know his style, and he legitimately just says that it is. Greg is trying to say that James is not a self-insert character, but in fact is just another character. It has nothing to do with him, it has everything to do with this story that he made up, and that's the thing. But you see what counters that, really, is the fact that you're constantly bringing up certain things about his personality and things that he does or did or whatever that he just, has. There's not an explanation that would lead into this idea of him, having any of these kind of things, these thoughts, this idea of psychoanalyzing people, any of these things. We don't really get that. We get kind of a vague hint at something kind of like that in the very beginning of this whole thing. It's just like, I can, analyze everybody around me and all this other shit, but that just sounds like vague, angsty teenage dribble. It doesn't mean anything. This, on the other hand, this whole thing of, like, now he psychoanalyzes her, that came out of nowhere. So, the only thing that we're left to think is this is the kind of thing that Onision does. So, self-insert, yes, actually. Moving on, we have this whole thing where they go home, and they make dinner, and there's nobody else around, and she specifically asks him if he wants to sit in the bathroom and talk to her while she showers. What? That's a bit of an odd request. A very odd request. Not really because, hey, one person is clothed and the other person isn't. Because, hey, you're not really going to be able to hear each other. It's a shower. You know how showers work, right? Either way, he does, and she's talking about, like, how she put up a wall earlier, and that was weird of her, but, you know, she loves him and doesn't want to hide anything from him, and you already know where this is going. As soon as that line, I don't want to hide anything from you. He about to see you naked, huh? I mean, I kind of thought that's where this was going to go with the shower thing, but this is like really just hammering the lead right in, isn't it? That's what's about to happen. Well, yeah, it is, and it does. And she goes on this whole thing about how she struggled before they met and how everything was hard and she's not perfect and how she just whips open the shower curtains, just completely naked, and it's just like, look at me, I'm broken, I'm wrecked, I'm worthless. And it's because she has scars from self-harm. And instead of having like an actual intelligent conversation, he's just like, no, hold on, I'm gonna get in the shower with you and I'll kiss your scars and show you how much I think you're beautiful. Oh my god. Oh my god. So let's have this conversation, huh? Yeah, on this channel where we talk about neckbeards and dick jokes, let's have the conversation about self-harm. Cool. Thanks, Greg. Love it. So glad that you made me do this. Okay, his response to this, not exactly the best response. Seems to work in this case, but they're also not real people. So, you know, there's that. There's a lot of different ways someone can harm themselves, and that's pretty obvious. But it's not enough that when someone talks about their scars or their issues or anything from that, who have remnants of a thing that has happened like that. It's not... How can I put this in a more clear pattern? Okay. You guys, I've already talked about my depression multiple times, and you already know I have it. And I have issues with that, mental issues specifically, and all this other shit. And the response to me telling Sango, for example, that I have this, and that's what's wrong with me, and I've always had problems with that, the response is not, well, I think you're beautiful anyway. No, the response is, I understand that this is a hard thing, but I want you to know that you're not alone, and that I am here for you. And while I'm not a professional, you know, I can't do everything, I'm still going to be there to help you as much as I can in every possible way, even if it means contacting someone who knows much more than I do to help in this situation. It's the reassurance and understanding that even if the person you really care about can't help you with this issue, they're gonna be there, no matter what, to do their damnedest to help. They're not a cure, but they're not gonna leave you alone with this. This little thing that Greg has written here, this little thing, seems to just imply, more than anything, and especially near the end of the chapter, that this action just... She's not going to self-harm anymore, you guys. She's totally fine because a man likes her. Her worth and validation is totally set because a boy said she's hot. That's all it takes. That's all it takes, ladies. A guy has to be like, you're totes sexy, and that's all it takes. I am going to fucking scream. Oh, fucking... Well, I can't even. So, now they just sleep together naked. They're gonna fuck eventually. That's what we're building towards. I know that's going to happen. I don't look forward to it. But we also have more drama. I feel that's on the horizon, too. So, you know, get ready for that. Also, thanks again, Onision, for making me have the self-harm talk. That's totally something I needed to do in the middle of this fucking series. How is it I don't even know you and you manage to make me do things I don't want to do? How does that even fucking work? Are you like a wizard? I'm starting to think you might be a wizard. God damn it. Anyway, that's the end of this. So thank you all for being here. Make sure you do the YouTube thing of liking and commenting and subscribing, all that shit. And I'll see you in the next video. Okay. Goodbye.